Welcome to the Elliot Hulse podcast. I am the king of making men strong, shedding of the old man, right? That way we can freely walk into rising, ascending, cleansing, sanctifying our souls for. It's the Yo Elliot Show. I like that. Yo, bros, we're back with a new show, and I got two of my bros here, you might say. Some people think so anyway. They call them the Hodge Twins, and I'm Elliot Hodge.
Right. They think we're related, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know how many times people came up to us, hey, it's the Hodge Twins. I'm like, what?
Are you offended when you hear that? Like,
No, because
motherfuckers.
I know exactly who they're talking about.
Yeah.
So,
But
and that used to fill my comments. Man, they look just like Elliot Hulse. And then you go to your comments, man, he looks just like the Hodge Twins.
Yeah.
You know?
So I imagine I was like, because we would go in the grocery store, hey man, it's the Hodge Twins. I'm like, fuck you.
That's my reaction.
Like, so I was like, I know Elliot's got to be getting this shit too.
All the time.
Yeah.
And sometimes I play it off.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that's right. No, my brother's at home right now.
Yeah.
You know what it is, though? A lot of people are nervous when they first see you. So
Yeah.
a lot of people do stupid things when they first meet somebody, especially somebody a big fan of. So people make mistakes all the time. That's got a lot to do with it, too.
Yeah. Dad and we look like triplets.
Yeah.
You know?
You know, one thing I noticed when I became quote unquote famous was that those days of signatures. Remember back in the day, if you meet a famous person, you would take a signature.
Right. Right.
Hey, sign my this or that. But now it's just pictures everywhere you go.
Right.
Taking pictures with people.
Yeah.
You guys revealed something last night during the show that I thought was fascinating too. We have a lot of parallels. One of which is that your ancestors are Scottish.
Yeah.
Irish, Scotland, European,
Yeah.
Wales.
Yeah. When I got my DNA check, what was it? Ancestry? It was like we're 44% European, Scotland and Irish.
Yeah. Do you? Oh man, I forget the name of the word. But my great aunt was at my house this summer, and she revealed to me the plaid pattern that's associated with the Scottish tribe
Oh, okay.
that we're in.
Mm.
You
You
guys
got
familiar with
Scottish
that?
too, huh?
Yeah,
It makes
that's what I
sense.
was
We
saying.
look alike.
Yeah.
You know?
Scottish people are pretty tough. They're tough people.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're a man, you're wearing a skirt, you got to be tough.
Yeah.
They wore skirts and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We went to Ireland and we saw one of those shows out in the streets. We was in Scotland.
Yeah, playing with the
That's the
bags.
first
and
time they had the
yeah.
bagpipes and stuff. It was
All
cool.
of them had big, powerful, muscular legs.
Yeah.
big dudes, man.
Vikings.
Yeah.
They're like
Yeah.
Vikings, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever seen the documentary Stones of Strength?
Mm-mm.
So it goes around in the fitness industry. It's one of these where these guys went through Europe and they discovered these different cultures that initiated men through the lifting of stones. And a lot of it was in Scotland. And so these guys, they recognize their masculinity and their value as men by, can you pick up this stone, boy?
Yeah.
Right.
Pick up this stone, bigger stone,
Yeah.
bigger and bigger stone. So they're definitely
Probably
strong
why you
people.
see it in all the strongman contests and picking up the big boulders and stuff.
Yeah, big.
Have you heard of the Highland Games? So you wear a skirt,
Okay.
wear a kilt.
Yeah.
And,
It's a kilt, not a skirt, right?
Yeah,
Right.
skirt is killed.
I know. I have to acknowledge my own history. Right? Who the hell knows? I don't know my history. I don't think most of us know our history. It's fun finding out, though.
Yeah.
But there's a tradition of strength competitions with the Scottish, and they will do things like take a long pole. They call it a caber. I don't know, 20 feet or whatever, and you hold it like this, and then you throw it, and it tosses end over end. Have you guys seen that?
No,
I haven't seen that.
I haven't seen that.
Throwing
Probably
big
'cause-
rocks.
Probably because I got a bad back.
I stay away from stuff like that. But no.
Yeah.
Scotland. I mean, when we was there, what part was we at?
We went to
It was the capital. I forget it. I
Yeah,
can't even remember.
capital.
But we was actually doing some shows out there.
and in Scotland, you know what I found? The people there, their accents are so thick.
Yeah.
Oh man.
They be talking English, but they're so thick it sounds like they're talking a whole nother language.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's,
And so your grandfather spoke like that.
he was my great grandfather. He was from Ireland.
Yeah.
His name is Donald Cheatham. Was it Don? What was it? It was Don
Donald
Cheatham.
Yeah, Donald Cheatham.
Yeah.
Mhm.
His name was Don.
They actually wrote a book about a family called the Hurstons. We come from the biggest plantation from
Slave
Virginia,
plantation.
and he's in the book. And he was from Ireland. And
he had a white family and a black family.
Yeah.
Hey, that's all right.
And dude had him 2 chicks. Had him a black chick and a white chick.
Yes. But what's crazy about him back in those days, you know, the whites who had black kids, they never associated themselves with their kids. In that book, in town, he's out in town, spending time with his black boys, drinking with them. And
he was different.
Yeah. He was totally different,
He was there for them.
Mm-hmm.
My great-grandfather, he was English. Because just like you guys, I did the test too. Well, my brother did the test. They gave me back the results. He was English. His name was John Hulse. And he came to Belize, and he liked the black puss.
Yeah.
Right.
Like you guys were saying.
Right.
Yeah. He had I don't know her name, but she was a tall African woman that he hooked up with. But he was he was a G. They say he would ride his horse everywhere he goes, bareback, and he would go into the store.
Oh yeah,
with his horse, this big arrogant man.
Yeah.
You know? And then so what's the African half? Do you know?
24% was like Nigerian.
Yeah.
I forget the other, but it came
Tobago,
out to
like islands,
Ghana, but 54% of our ancestry is from Africa.
Yeah.
The other 44% was European and Scotland, and we had some other.
We
area.
had Wales. We then had like 1% hunter gatherer.
What is that?
I don't know what the hell that is.
Like damn Native American or something.
Yeah.
Well, it's not. It's the Balkans. We came up with Balkans.
The Balkan Islands?
No, it's like the Balkans. It's like Finland, Sweden.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's
we had a little bit of that too.
Yeah.
Well, you guys are more mixed up than me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I had 40%. It was Ghana. From Ghana.
Yeah, but go look at pictures of Ghana. What they look like?
Yeah.
Short, thick people?
Nah, green, light.
Really?
Yeah, but there's some.
Yeah. A lot of them, you will see a broad mix of like, people's colors. You see people like you, then you see somebody very, very dark,
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people
you probably look that way because he's got Scottish.
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that's the people in Ghana. That's what happened to them too. Mm-hmm. Unless there was a mutation or some shit. You know what I mean? But it's probably from the Scottish.
Race mixing.
Yeah.
What you think about race mixing? You guys have Mexican wives.
I like race mixing. If
like
it wasn't for race mixing, I wouldn't be here. So
right.
I'm happy as hell about race mixing.
You wouldn't be so good looking.
I'd just be a plain old African.
Yeah. I'm plain old African. That's racist as shit.
Man.
Yeah.
I'm happy about my ancestry, from Ireland and
I'm glad I'm mixed. Yeah. I'm glad I'm not just one thing because when you're more or less when you're one thing, you see life as one thing.
Right.
I'm glad I'm totally mixed now. I'm able to be objective when I look at race.
Yeah, because we look at it from right straight down from the middle, black, white, because that's my genetic makeup. I'm not just solely African American, so that could be a detriment to anybody because especially in the black community, they only see things from a black man. They don't see things from the world. They put themselves in a box, and that hurts a lot of blacks.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I have ancestry, growing up, people have always seen us as not as like black. Shit, people think we Mexican when they look at us, or Puerto Rican. They don't see a black man. Yeah. And I'm sure you went through the exact same thing growing up. So
speaking Spanish to me, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, people talking Spanish to you. So I think that, that's a privilege that I have that both of us have that, I'm not just black. I'm more than just a black African.
We
Irish.
See life as just human, the way you should see it. Not as black, as white, as mixed. We see it more as a human. We see everybody for what they are. Yeah. I don't look at things from a black perspective. I look at it from a human perspective.
I used to hate when people say I was an urban comedian or a black comedian.
Right.
Yeah, I'm I'm not just a black person. I'm a comedian. I'm not just a black comedian.
Yeah.
Why people like to put themselves in a box like that? I don't know.
Where's the white people? Hey, I'm a white comedian. Has Seinfeld ever labeled themselves as a white comedian?
Yeah.
I mean, only the black population do that.
Yeah. I remember when I was just getting started on YouTube and my channel was starting to blow up, they wanted me to do YouTube black celebrity something.
They got us too, yeah.
And I resisted it.
I went to it.
We went to it twice, didn't we?
We went to it twice, and the second time I was like, you know what? This is some bullshit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good. I'm happy that we're all happy to be black and this and that, but this is so lame. This is no different from what the white people used to do in the white supremacy. White people, let's think white. That's all they talk is black. I was like, this is so not me.
Right.
Yeah.
Obsessed with it.
Yeah, and then when we came out as conservative, they don't invite us anymore. I wasn't going back anyway because it was the lamest shit ever to us. It was like, this is so lame. But when we came out as conservatives, they stopped inviting us. I wouldn't have went anyway, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
It was just the lamest shit. That's all we talked about is being black. You're surrounded by black people. We're happy to be black. I don't need this to be happy.
You know what I found odd? When we went, it was more black queers than black creators. You had transgenders. Majority was transgender. I didn't even heard of them. They have like 2,500 followers. I was like, it's just odd.
Yeah.
People celebrating just being black. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm proud of my ancestry, but come on, I'm just a human being.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
no different.
Yeah, I'm American. Yeah.
That's another thing. I don't see why people call themselves African American. I've never even been to Africa.
Right.
And why would I have an allegiance to a country that sold my ancestors to white people?
Right.
It's the stupidest shit ever. I tell black people that, oh man, you a sellout. I'm like, do you know who gave you that name, African American? It was Democrat politicians to label you, so you'll see life a certain way, vote a certain way. That was the whole point in that.
Yeah, if anybody's a sellout, it would be African Americans, because they already sold you once. You're just gonna keep going back to them so they can sell you over and over and over again. And another thing I don't stand about fucking black people, man, you know, is anybody should be conservative, Republican. Anybody should be far right, knowing this country's history, should be black people.
Yeah.
But I don't get it. Black people are pro-government. They keep voting Democrat. They hate the police, but they keep voting for Democrat. But they hate police, but they hate the Second Amendment. It's like, I don't necessarily like the police, but I respect what they do. I mean, they have a hard job. And a lot of black people nowadays, they want the government to take care of them. I don't want the government nowhere near my family. When I need help, I don't call the cops. I go to my damn dresser and I pull my gun out.
Right.
Black people, all black people should have that mentality. They should be far-right Republicans. I don't get why these people run to the polls every year at a 90% clip and vote for the people who enslaved them, who put Jim Crow on them, who had the KKK at the house, but they just don't understand their history.
Yeah.
You know? How do you think that happened?
Well, it didn't happen by accident.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think
it happened by accident.
I mean, there's like no other race of people that's been marginalized as much as black people. I mean, Jewish people, I would say, a close second, or they tied, whatever. But when you turn on the TV, when it's coming from, whether you hear a politician, your music, your culture, your TV shows, your church, they all preach, we're Democrats. Yeah. It's like, I mean, it's no different from us when we was
You
growing
ain't black?
up. Yeah, for black people, yeah. It's in everything, our music, everything. I mean, there's a reason why Snoop Dogg and D.L. Hughley and famous black actors are posting on their Instagram that we're coons.
Yeah.
There's a reason for that, because they can't have black people thinking like we think. That's why they posted us.
And they got shows, they got podcasts, they on TV, they have a brand, but it's not really their brand. It's the brand that white liberals give them.
Yeah.
I have my own brand. I don't answer to anybody.
Yeah, I don't answer to Democrats or
If
Republicans.
anybody's a sellout, it would be black celebrities, because you're selling them out to the people that have, you know, historically just put black people down. Republicans were the party against slavery, you know?
Yeah.
It's just, it is what it is.
Yeah, but what it is, I'm not a fan of either party. I just Republican because I enjoy my freedoms here in this country.
Yeah.
I don't have allegiance to anybody. If the Republicans stop doing what they're doing, I'm not gonna have allegiance to them. Democrats can say whatever they want, and blacks will always have an allegiance to them. Why? I don't know.
Yeah, they got women. I mean, they got dudes competing against. They got men competing against women.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
So how did that happen? How did black people in America get lumped in with LGBTism?
It's that movement.
Because they're both minorities that was marginalized. I mean, I understand what gay people, they've been marginalized because of how they act, how they dress. I get that.
You know what? Anybody that's been marginalized, they can be easily manipulated.
Yeah.
They're so easy to manipulate.
Yeah, you can exploit the hell out of them.
Yeah, because of the...
There's a reason why Joe Biden said, if you don't vote for me, you're not black. Right. I mean, it's just the way it is. That's the way life is. If you're black, you're Democrat.
And touch on what Keith was saying, I don't have an allegiance either. The only reason why I'm Republican, is because I want the government to stay out of my life. Right. I don't want nothing to do with them. I don't want you to have nothing to do with my kids' school or anything like that. I just want to be left alone. I
mean, look what happened during the pandemic. Got to wear masks, got to get vaccinated to go out and eat, to keep your job.
At first, both parties was in on that. Yeah. But then over time, the Republicans, okay, this is too much. This is just political theater. We have so much more, evidence. We know now what COVID is about. Right. Then you start to see what Florida, what DeSantis did. You start to see what Texas did. Yeah. But who kept pushing all the mandates, all the masks, all the vaccinations to get your job or keep your job? Yeah. And now look what the CDC did. They threw all of that. You don't have to do any of that now. Right. But look at all the nurses they fired who were on the front lines when COVID first broke. They didn't have no vaccine, but they went out there and helped people anyway. But then at the end, they fired them if they didn't get the vaccine.
Right.
Who was pushing that?
Who was pushing all that? Liberals, Democrats. They're pro-government. That's why I'm a Republican. Yeah. I don't believe in any of that stuff.
In Washington, D.C., they get ready to go on school online. If you're a kid, you have to be vaccinated. If you're not vaccinated, you don't get you don't have the privilege of attending school. Right. Yeah. These are all Democrats.
Right. It's about obedience. It's not about safety.
Yeah, exactly. It's all power and them flexing on you and obedience. That's what they want.
Yeah, it's all about conformity. If you don't comply, we take away all your rights, all your privileges. And only one party is doing that, and that's the Democrats. Yeah. I don't even think we should be calling these people Democrats, because they're not Democrat. They're not even liberal. Yeah. Right. They're none of that.
Right.
They used to be, but not anymore.
They call it progressive. Being progressive, being somebody slave to your government, believing in big government, that's not being progressive. That's regressive.
Are you familiar with libertarianism?
Yeah, libertarian. Yeah.
What are your thoughts about
That's a Republican that doesn't have the balls to say they're Republican.
Okay.
I mean, but libertarian and Republicans are pretty much one and the same.
Yeah. If I'm living right beside two libertarians, I'm happy. I just don't want a progressive living beside.
Yeah.
Those people are batshit crazy.
Yeah.
They are crazy.
Yeah.
When did you guys make the shift? Like, I don't know about you. I've heard some of your videos where you say you were liberal when you were younger. It's almost like we have to be. When I was younger, I was liberal also too. Mm-hmm. Yeah. There was a clear shift in my mind at a certain point. Mm-hmm. When was it for you guys?
Obama's second term. I didn't vote for him.
Yeah.
President Barack Obama is the major reason why I'm conservative.
And that when you just start paying attention to both sides, at first I just paid attention to the left. I didn't listen to what the other side. I just thought they were racist. If you click on the TV and listen to what the right has to say, and you listen to both, you figure one of them's lying.
Right.
Yeah.
And you keep watching like, wait a minute, this is bullshit. You know what I mean? That's when we had that eye-opening experience for us. And COVID should have been an eye-opening experience for everyone.
Yeah.
Because they label people essential and non-essential.
Right.
You could even go to work. Yeah. But the big companies like Walmart, Target.
The top 1%.
They could have their stores open. How about the average person with that business? You can't open.
Right.
Who pushed all of that? It's Democrats.
Yeah.
Right.
They for the top 1%. They are for the elites. They're not for the little man. Right. They say they are, but they're not. Not when COVID broke out. How can you label people that's not rich less than?
Yeah.
You know?
Right. It's, a lot of times we say communist, but it seems more like totalitarian.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. One of the same. Yeah. Totalitarian.
They won't have control of every aspect of your life.
Yeah. Which is a dangerous thing.
Yeah.
Which is
but
very dangerous.
We're there, right? Like, are you carrying a smartphone in your pocket?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So we're being tracked and listened to. It's not even like a conspiracy theory anymore.
You know what's weird? When I get in my car after filming videos, it's telling me how much time I got before I get home.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck
knows
is
where
this?
you're going.
I was like,
what was it about?
You know what's crazy? I don't mean to cut you off.
Go ahead.
But I'll be talking about something. We'll be talking about a new movie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As soon as I go into Google, I get an ad for that.
Yep.
I was like, is this phone listening to me?
Yes.
Yeah.
That shit is weird. I'll be talking about a topic, and then I get an ad on it.
Yeah.
Oh, I need some new boots. I go to, bam, there's a boot ad.
I got to admit, I kind of like that.
Yeah.
A part of that.
Part of that I like, but a part of it's like, man.
Yeah, it's creepy.
If this falls into the wrong hands, I'm screwed. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
And so before we started, we were talking about how the Chinese Communist Party potentially owns TikTok and is tracking all the things that we got going on. So on one end, it's convenient to have the phones, and it's convenient to get. I like getting ads for stuff that I want.
Right.
Wow, they know exactly what I want. But on the other hand, we're giving away what people fought for. If you think about the fall of Eastern Europe and what happened there with the Bolshevik Revolution, they would have to tap your house, they would tap your phone, they would have neighbors watching you, but they don't have to do that anymore.
Yeah. It's almost like I mean, I might be wrong on this, but I mean, we have a Fourth Amendment right in this country, for privacy. That shit going around the Fourth Amendment.
Right. I think a lot of it started with 9/11.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's how the governments get you. You give up some of your rights to ensure you safety. Yeah. That's how they do it.
But they can't ensure your safety.
It's like kind of like COVID. You got to give up some of your rights so we can take care of you. Yeah. That's how it works.
But politicians and the government, they use that against you.
They use when something bad happens. I forget that one thing what Ronald Reagan said. When the government comes up to you and say, hey, I'm here to help, you should run.
Right.
Yeah.
Because everything the government touches, they just turn it to shit. Just like the whole thing that's in the news about the college loans.
Yeah.
Right.
The Biden wants to give people $10,000. People don't realize how that all started. The government came in and said, look, everybody should be able to go to school. So we're going to make it college loans accessible for everyone, regardless of your credit. Yeah. The government's going to come in and guarantee these loans so everybody can go to school. So the poor black person can go to school, right?
Yeah.
So the poor Latino can go to school, which was great, right? But what did the colleges and universities do once they did that? They jacked the rates up.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why college is so expensive now.
Right.
Because anybody can go if they just go out and get a loan.
Right.
Now the government screwed all that up. So now the government, oh man, this is horrible. All these college loans, you know what? We're going to be the good guys. We're going to pay 10,000 of it off for you. When they created the problem.
Yeah.
Right.
The left doesn't see that.
Yeah.
They don't, because Democrats prey on people's ignorance for votes. They don't understand that. The government screwed all this up to begin with.
Yeah.
To make everybody happy, to make a college accessible to everybody.
And you know what's funny? The people didn't go to college, right? Or the people that went to college, they paid for out of pocket, they saved the money. They end up paying for the college loans, right? Through taxes. Everything's going to be funded through taxes. But what the liberals and the left don't understand, who's getting their college loans, they getting the $10,000 to $20,000 waived off of their debt. Their taxes is going up.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They don't get that.
Right.
Everybody's screwed.
Right.
Everybody's taxes got to go up to compensate. If everybody's taxes don't go up, we're screwed anyway. Our tax is still going to go up because of inflation.
Yeah.
The price of goods, the price of money the value of the dollar goes down, and it causes inflation.
I think DeSantis said it best. Why does the truck driver who never went to college paying for some idiot's gender studies degree in California? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
It totally doesn't make any sense.
It should be that person's responsibility, not the government.
Yeah.
Or not somebody else's.
That's what Democrats do. They victimize everybody. It's not your fault. You're a fucking idiot. You didn't know better to get this college loan. We're going to come in and take care of it for you.
Right.
But you come in and vote for me because I'm going to take care of you. They victimize everybody.
Yeah.
So you have to be a victim, and you need somebody to take care of you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can't help but feel that that's a very effeminate way for a man to be.
Mm-hmm.
Very.
Would you agree that any man that's not a conservative is actually a woman?
I think you onto something now.
Because that's a woman's mindset.
Yeah,
it is.
So it's a child's mindset for wanting somebody other than yourself to take care of you.
Right.
Yeah.
Nobody
can take care of you like you.
Yeah.
Nobody can.
If you let the government take care of you, they're gonna determine what's best for you, not you.
Yeah.
Only person that can determine what's best for you and your family, your kids, your life is you, not the government.
You're just a number to the government. They don't even know you exist.
Right.
You're just some equation they put in some computer and it comes up, okay, this is what you get.
Yeah. And you know what? We're both veterans. We're both former Marines. I remember I was unemployed at the time, but I got lifetime benefits through the military. So I went to a veterans hospital. They treat me like trash.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I'll never go to another VA hospital again in my life. I mean, I was in so much pain one day I went. They was throwing me around. They were screaming at me, and I was in so much pain. I couldn't walk for almost 3 months. And the way they treated me, I said I would never, ever, ever walk into a VA.
Yeah.
They treat
and they're quick to want to put you on medication too. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They put me on a gang of drugs.
It's just socialized medicine. That's what it is. And
socialized medicine is the worst medicine you can get.
What do you think of a society that treats their warriors so poorly? Right? Like these are the men that are protecting your country, but yet you treat them like trash. Think of some traditional societies where the men of war were the men that were held in high regard.
Right.
They got the best of everything.
Yeah.
Right? Like think about if you were like a Roman legionnaire or something.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they that's how they've been treating our police officers. That's how they treat the military, especially when if you're a veteran. A lot of veterans can speak to what I'm saying. When you go to VA, they treat you like trash. And look how they treating police officers nowadays. I mean, there's some bad apples. There's bad apples in any profession. Yeah. Hell, you can pick up a bad prostitute. Everything's got bad in it, but they think everything's supposed to be perfect. Like cops are to be perfect when they're not perfect. When they're far from less than being perfect.
Yeah, it's funny. Like if you one black person do something bad, it's horrible to say all black people are like that.
Right.
But they place that on cops. They place that on politicians. It's like they're all bad. Just one person does something bad, they're all bad.
Yeah.
They generalize everything. But when it comes to them, they can do no wrong. Right. They don't like to generalize stuff when it comes to them.
Yeah.
But
and the majority of these people are not conservative or Republican. It's people that like to victimize themselves.
Yeah.
I'd never be a victim. And if I am a victim, I'm not going to make an excuse. I'm going to do something about it.
Are you guys familiar with the Willie Lynch letters? It was going around for a couple of years. It was this, apparently these letters were written to slave masters in order to best control your slaves.
Right.
Some people say it's a conspiracy theory, but you can look it up. It's out there. And he had a method. He said, guaranteed way to control your Negroes is by this method. Mm-hmm. And one of the things, or the foundation of the method was, you got to remove the father from the mother, let them breed, and then separate them, and then make the woman afraid for the life of her sons, so that she raises fearful boys that are, yes men that will do what they have to do because mama don't want to see them get hurt.
Right.
And raise their daughters to be strong, to defend themselves. I can't help but to think that even though that may have been something for African slavery, if you would call it, it seems like that's where everybody is today. It seems like, the whole country's been Willie Lynched.
Right.
And men are separated and, bastardized. All of this is an attack on masculinity.
Right.
What I hear you guys even saying.
Yeah.
And then it's focus on the woman and training her to teach her boys and girls to live in this perverted way. Where boys are thinking like victims. They're thinking like, protect myself.
You know who initiated that, right? President Lyndon Johnson with the welfare state to remove the black man.
Yeah, when he did it in the country.
And they gave blacks welfare. Right. A woman didn't need a man anymore.
So what happened with those, what do you call it, the Lynch papers? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you can see that entirely in the breakdown of the black family.
Right.
Yeah.
You can totally see that. Yeah. And you just bring that up, it's like, white supremacy in a way does still exist today, but not in the way people think it does.
Right.
And the Democrat black voter don't see that.
Yeah.
Like, I think, what's the percentage of black men that's in a family with their kids? It's like a joke now.
Right.
Where's my father? And everybody laughs at it. White people laugh at it because black men do not stay around for their kids at all.
Yeah.
And it's like, was this by chance or was this by design?
Yeah.
And it seems like it was to me.
Yeah, prior to the 1950s, the black family was very conservative.
Very
Republican,
yeah.
Christian, stayed together.
Dr. Martin
Stayed
King
together
was
with the
Republican.
kids. Yeah.
Like, it's like everything started turning when they assassinated him.
Yeah, and then
when they assassinated Malcolm X, because 2 days before he was murdered, he was trashing Democrats. You can find the audio on YouTube.
Yeah.
2 days later,
Malcolm X.
Yeah, Malcolm X.
That's
he was
right.
Shot and killed.
He called them foxes with sharp teeth or something like that.
Yeah,
wolf in sheep's clothing.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you know what's funny? The night he was assassinated, there was no police protection, and two black men, his own people, created a diversion so he could be shot and killed.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah. That wasn't a white supremacist who did
now
that.
You just get canceled, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just shut you up, unplug you.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You guys have children.
Mm-hmm. I got 3 kids.
I got 4.
Okay.
One's all grown up. She's forget, man. I hate to think how old she is now, because man, it just makes me feel real old. Because we're going to be 48.
Okay.
This September, so shit's flying.
How old are your children?
My daughter, she just turned 15. My son, he's 11, and then my older son, he's 19, and then my daughter, she's 25. Fuck.
She's 25.
Yeah.
Did she go to college?
Yeah, she's going to college. I haven't been much in her life until recently, but I understand she lives in. She moved back to California, but she's mad liberal.
Yeah,
Bernie Sanders supporter.
Oh man,
because she's young, she doesn't understand yet.
Right, 25.
Yeah, yeah, she doesn't understand. So,
yeah.
How old are your children?
My oldest is my daughter Dana. She's 22. Then I have Joshua. He's 15, and then my youngest Jacob. He's 11.
How are you guys raising your children to uphold the values that you guys are living by?
One word: just don't make yourself a victim.
Yeah.
Don't victimize yourself.
Yeah.
Everything that happens in your life is because of what you did or because of what you felt to see what was going to happen.
Yeah.
And when something bad happens to you, learn from it. Don't blame anybody else.
Yeah.
If people could stop being victims, Democrats would just die out. They would go extinct.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the things I see with police officers shooting unarmed men, I was like, you know what? I said it's these cops, they're in a life or death struggle. Mm-hmm. They're gonna make, quick decisions. Some they're gonna regret, some they're gonna feel that was, necessary. I just tell my kids, it's like, look, if you don't break the law and you follow cops' orders, so you'll never be shot and killed. If the cop's wrong, disobey his orders, you'll see him in court.
Right.
You can't settle these things out in the street. You can't settle them with your hands and fists. You have to be civilized.
Yeah.
And just wait your turn in court.
Yeah. It's always been common sense to me. If I'm engaged with a cop and he's putting me in handcuff, I never thought to punch him in the face and try to take his gun.
Yeah.
That's just so stupid to me.
I think that's an entitlement attitude.
Yeah. Yeah, it is very entitled.
Why are you entitled to punch a cop in the face?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And
you wouldn't go up and punch a stranger on the street with a gun on his hip, but why would you do it to a cop?
Yeah.
It's like, where were your parents? Like, where did they learn that? To me, I can't help but think that,
a lot of these people don't even have a dad. They have
that's
a mom.
Where I was going with it.
And
it's mama's mind.
And a lot of times, in regardless of the ethnicity of the family, whether they're black or white,
sure.
A lot of these women that are growing up, the single parents, they're angry, they're bitter, and their kids, when they're raising their kids, it rubs off on their kids. Yeah. So when their kids get out, they come out bitter, angry, upset, and malcontent, and
acting like a
woman,
right?
Acting like a pissed off woman.
Yeah,
can't control their emotions or anything.
Yeah,
right.
Looks horrible in a man.
Yeah. I think I remember you guys mentioned last night that you're Christian.
Mm-hmm.
Have you always been?
Yeah, I was raised Christian.
Yeah.
I sin too, but I'm Christian.
Yeah,
we're all sinners.
Yeah,
I mean, it's tough being a Christian, man. If you ever read that Bible, man. I mean, some of that stuff you
can't even look at another woman's like, oh man, she's hot. You're gonna burn in hell for that.
Yeah,
that's a sin.
That's a sin. Just to, oh man, look at her, Jesus.
So it's tough being a Christian, man.
Yeah, but I try, man.
With the Nation of Islam, they cover up the women, so you don't.
Which is crazy to me.
That's
crazy. Oppressive to me.
Yeah.
Like it's the woman's
fault. I think it
fault.
also, right. I think
you
also
taking away my rights. It's like, oh man, I can't even see anything.
Yeah.
But I when I look at that, man, when I see women dressed that way, I was like, I mean, I understand that that's their religion, but I was like, how can you cover yourself up like you're less than, and a man can wear whatever they want? And it's your fault that a man is turned on to you. That's the whole purpose of them covering themselves up,
What are your thoughts on modesty in dress for women and your daughters? Right, you guys have daughters,
right?
Yeah. Well,
modesty is no longer right. It's gone.
Yeah,
for women.
I look at it like this. I'm a Christian. I know I try to as much as possible live by Christian values, even though I fall short of that goal every day.
Sure.
But I also understand that I'm a constitutionalist and I believe in a free country. I mean, I'm not going to push my faith on nobody else. If my daughter want to dress a certain way when she comes 18, it's her right. That's her freedom to do so. I'm just going to be there to advise her and give her advice. never going to force my beliefs on my kid, even though I'm going to tell my kids, be leery of these politicians and victimization and whatever you hear on TV. You can't believe in that shit. But I always, first and foremost, I say, you're a free woman, you're a free man. You have the freedoms to live your life how you want. Even though I may not agree with them, I always freedom first. Yeah. Because a lot of people let their religion get in front of them.
So my question then is, if we're conservative, then what are we actually conserving, right? Like morals, value, virtue, right? And where do those come from? Is that subjective? We make up our own?
A lot of it, I would say, is religious, because a lot of the morals that we have is in the Bible. I mean, even if you don't even believe in God, man, some of the best advice you can learn is from a Bible. Like when I read a Bible, it's like, it doesn't even feel like religion. It's like philosophy. Right. It's like advice. It's like it has nothing to do with a higher being. It just feel like somebody who's lived life before you, and they're advising you on their mistakes and what to do in certain situations and how to live. Yeah.
And we have that. We have a lot of guidance in that way. Like, are you familiar with Thomas Aquinas? He was a Catholic theologian, but he took a lot of his foundation from Aristotle, and Plato, and
philosophers. Yeah,
right. And so
I just started getting into philosophy over the last month. I've been starting to read.
If we want to understand, like, so if the restoration of the West is a goal, or conserving it at least, whatever the hell is left, my opinion is that we have to go back to those philosophies and traditions that built Western civilization. Yeah. It's been bastardized to such a degree that it's the funniest thing when white people hate white people. White people hate being European, or they hate being American. They hate,
and it's so dumb.
Right. Yeah. Not so realizing the beauty of the philosophy and the foundation that made Western civilization so damn amazing.
Yeah, it resulted in the first country in the world, the best country in the world. Yeah. What would this world be without America? Yeah, Germany would be in power more than likely. Yeah, you know what I mean? So? Yeah, definitely. If the USA doesn't get in that World War, I think Germany wins the war. Yeah.
And if Germany won the war, what will we have?
We'll be talking German right now. Yeah, and we'll be serving hot plates to white people. Yeah, we'll be serving hot plates and sandwiches.
Be dressed up like butlers and shit, looking at all the white women like, damn. Look at this shit. You stupid. No, but it's just that's all comes from progressives. You should hate Western civilization, and it's everything that's going wrong in this world is
it's backwards.
It's all coming from the left. Every last bit of it. Yeah, which is weird.
I mean, Republicans, we're not perfect, but shit, we're not batshit crazy.
Yeah, yeah, we just conservative. We just what works and we stick with it. They trying to like reinvent the wheel, and you can't reinvent the wheel. You know what I mean? It's like
everything you see a Republican doing. When you see a Republican saying something crazy, more often than not, it's retaliatory. They're responding to what some progressive or some batshit crazy liberal said, and the liberal they and a lot of these, like the thing with Trump, a lot of the things he say, you can misconstrue him, you can twist his words around because he's not a politician. Right. So it's easy to manipulate what he says. And if people on the left would like take the time and get both sides of the story, they would understand where he's coming from. But they're so good at believing their own media sources. Like I don't trust any media source. I still look at CNN. I still look at MSNBC. I look at Fox. I look at OAN. I look at Newsmax. I look at everybody's opinions. And you would know after watching these media sources, who's full of shit. Right. I mean, they've been lying about Trump for like years.
Don't you think it's fascinating that a lot of these people are intellectuals? I don't know if you remember how the differentiation between W.E.B. Du Bois and I forget his name now. But there was this split between the intellectual that started the progressive move, Northerners mostly. It's so fascinating to me that these people are so smart, book smart, degrees. They flood the universities, but yet they believe the stupidest stuff.
Yeah, because they've been taught propaganda. They haven't been really taught anything. Yeah. Did you see that one black lady? She went to Congress, and she's a law professor. I think it was UC Berkeley. Yeah. You probably missed her.
I think Georgetown. I think it was
it Georgetown?
I think so. I'm not sure.
She was from a prestigious
Georgetown University, I want to say.
Was it Georgetown?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, she was from a prestigious law university. She went to Congress, said some of the dumbest shit. A homeless person would laugh at her, what she said. Mm-hmm. She's up there talking about how men can get pregnant and have babies.
And how childbirth is not mutually exclusive to females.
Right.
That men can have babies.
And she was...
A 5-year-old knows the difference.
Yeah, and it's like all this stuff is being taught. That's another thing. I read this book by Mark Levin, and he said this is why they want to throw out the student loans and everybody can go for free, because these universities are far left. All the teachers are far left. They want everybody to go to school so they can indoctrinate them with this bullshit so they'll vote Democrat. Mm-hmm. That's why they want everybody to go to school for free.
That's why they got that border open.
Right.
They want to change the demographic of America.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And because also the Democrats are known as, okay, we're letting you in, so don't forget to vote for us to take care of you. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's why they're more likely the people that's coming here illegally going to end up voting Democrat.
Yeah, when it comes to being a politician, Democrats are better politicians.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they're always thinking,
Slick.
How can I get a vote? Republicans are not like that. Republicans will never pander for votes.
Yeah, Republicans do what's right for everyone. Yeah. And they got to get smart at
being better
politicians.
Yeah.
Would you go so as far as to say that progressivism in the Democratic Party is diabolical?
Yeah.
Like, because they call themselves progressive, but they're not progressive. They're socialists.
Yeah,
they want big government. They want government hand in everything.
Just like with the abortion protests. You see how crazy those people got?
Yeah.
With blood all over them between their legs. And it's like...
Yeah.
It's like they don't realize not only you killing a kid, you're killing your own flesh and blood.
Yeah.
But they've been, the reason why they think the way they think is because Democrats tell them this is a right.
Right.
This is your body. But they don't understand there's two bodies involved at this point. You know? Yeah. Democrats are diabolical.
They're trying to push this. They want to end abortion because they want more white babies born in America.
And that's BS.
But that's not a bad problem.
Of course not.
Right?
Yeah, but
why is that a problem?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but it's like the reason why they say that because they think they want to bring white supremacy back. They want the white population to grow.
They don't want
but
that.
That's the thing. If they really wanted that, they would have just banned abortions for black people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They would have just said only
abortions?
Black people can get abortions. But who's getting most of their abortions?
Right.
Yeah.
Minorities, black people.
Yeah.
Up in New York, they get more abortions than black kids are being born.
Yeah.
So it's just a dumb argument that they make.
Yeah.
They don't understand.
Yeah.
But, you know, abortion, that shouldn't be politicized. Like abortion, global warming, that should not be that shouldn't be politicized. We shouldn't even be talking about it. We should be doing what's morally best for the world and for women. You know, that shouldn't even be on the voters' ballot. We shouldn't be, I'm voting for this person because he's pro-choice.
Yeah.
That shouldn't even be an issue. We should be just doing what's right for society. And that's horrible for society. I'm not, diametrically opposed to women getting, abortion, but at some point, the Democrats, they were saying things like, man, you get abortion up until birth, and someone was starting to say that you can have an abortion after the baby's born. I mean, there's videos of Beto O'Rourke on camera. There's the New York governor. There's Kamala Harris asked that very same question, and their response to that question is always, it's woman's choice. A baby's just been born is still a woman's choice. That's sick and that's disgusting. And this just goes to show you how far a Democrat will go to just get a vote. They'll sacrifice a young child that's just been born for a vote. Yeah.
I heard recently that they were trying to position it as a religious right. Mm-hmm. You heard that? It's their religious right to sacrifice babies. Now, the only religion I know or heard of in the Bible is those that worship Baal.
Yeah.
Right? These big demon statues where they would sacrifice their baby and put him on the fire. Is that what we're doing today?
Yeah, that's weird. That's going backwards.
That's a big time business behind abortions. Those body parts are not just going in the trash.
Yeah.
Huh.
There's pharmaceutical companies buying that and research, and I mean they're taking the melanin from the black kids and selling it so white people can have tans. I mean, people just
so they will.
It's big business. There's universities will pay hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars for a fetus just so they can study.
Yeah.
It's big business.
Yeah.
There was a time when there was a conflict between the church and science, obviously, where they wouldn't even allow you to open up a cadaver, an adult. But now it's a baby.
Yeah, they don't care. It's like,
I can understand a person dying from natural causes, but to take an aborted fetus and study it, it's like it's
taking the stem cells and all that stuff and selling it. And
because that wasn't that baby's choice. Like, when you die, you can put down and say, I want my body donated to science.
Right.
That child, that unborn child doesn't have that right, didn't have that choice, Didn't have that choice. I can understand you taking a cadaver or a dead body of a person chose, hey, if I die, donate my organs or donate my body to science. That's one thing. But to take a baby and abort it because you think it's your right, and then to donate that fetus for money and for science,
that's a big time. It's $1 billion industry.
Yeah, that's kind of
Planned Parenthood.
Yeah, who founded Planned Parenthood, right?
Tell me.
Margaret Sanger.
That's right. Yeah, and she was a eugenist. A eugenicist. And she wanted to see black people
that's the major reason why we have abortion. They want to rid the world of black babies.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why we have abortion. And look how over time how the people on the left has spun that. They don't know the history of that. Right. It was to kill black kids. It was never about a woman's choice. It was to do away with black kids.
Yeah, and
black
like
people.
The new abortion laws for like heartbeat laws that they've been putting in place. After once have a heartbeat, you can't get an abortion. Like they already have these laws in like Europe, restrictive laws. Like they already have all of this stuff. This is not something they've realized that this is evil what they're doing. As far as abortion, up until 9 months, it's crazy. My daughter was born premature. She was 7. She was almost 8 months, just under 8 months when she was born. It's just crazy.
And a lot of these people on the left, when these late term abortions, they don't know what that looks like. You can go on YouTube, you can see what that looks like.
Right.
They think they're going to take a pill and the baby's just going to dissolve. No, they got to tear that baby limb from limb. They got to pull the skull out. They got to put the arms, legs,
you still giving birth to it.
You still giving birth. That's why I don't understand why a liberal politician can't stand up and do the moral things. Say, look, you're going to have the baby anyway. You might as well have the baby alive. Just because you get a late term abortion doesn't mean you don't have to give birth. You still got to pull that baby out of you.
Yeah.
What happened to the orphanages?
Yeah, they act like you can't give the baby up for adoption.
There's a lot of people that can't have kids who would love to have a kid. Yeah,
right, and they make it real hard. Like they have to go overseas and adopt Chinese babies,
right?
But yet we have all these children here that are dying at the hands of, instead of putting them into orphanages.
We got to give people options because I've been with women who had abortions, and I used to be dumb and stupid and thought it was a woman's choice and it's birth control. But I was young and naive at the time. I was just
getting pregnant is not like catching the flu or COVID. There's steps to this shit.
Right.
Just be responsible.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh shit, I caught the pregnancy. No, dude busted his nuts in you, and you didn't take your precautions. It's like, it's so preventable.
Right.
Yeah, you got the Plan B pill now.
You got all kinds of options.
Yeah. You have options. You can pull out shit.
Yeah.
You can have foot jobs, blow jobs, hand jobs. You got all these options. And why a woman would want to wait to have an abortion late term when you have all these options? You walk around with this kid, you feel the baby moving, and it's just, man, it's just disgusting how the left is pushing this, And it's only one side pushing that. It's the Democrats.
When you love America, there's a tendency to associate it with freedom and liberty. I know that's very attractive to me. What do you say when someone says that I live in a free country, you shouldn't be able to encroach on my ability to do that? Where is there a limit on our liberty?
Yeah, there's always it's always a fine line between it. It's like when it comes to your Second Amendment rights, to have a gun. It used to be everybody could have a gun, but now it's like if you're a felon and you're robbing people, now we take that right away from you.
Right.
So, there's always a fine line when it comes to your rights.
Yeah, I think you have to earn those privileges. You're born with those privileges, but if you're making bad decisions, some of these rights should be taken away from people. If you're a murderer, you're a rapist, you shouldn't be able to vote. That's a conflict of interest for women, Or if you're robbing people, you've shot and killed somebody, you get out of prison, you did your time. I don't think you should have the right to own a gun because you've already proven to us that you have a tendency to overreact or just do horrible things. So, I mean, I wish you could stand by the Constitution. It's black and white. Everybody should have a gun. Everybody should do this. But, you know, some people are evil. Some people are dangerous. Some people shouldn't have these certain rights, you know. I think the answer to your question is, I mean, so long as your rights don't trump another person's rights is a good guideline to live by, you know.
So earlier we kind of agreed that liberal men are like women, and that there's a certain attitude that's associated with wanting to be taken care of, being a victim. I call it effeminate. It's more natural to a woman's nature. A man's nature is to stand up, to provide, to protect, to fight, to push forward. So I pondered this question, and I'm curious what you guys' thoughts are on women's right to vote. Because we're talking about voting now, and we're looking at the world post breaking up the family, splitting the vote essentially, and giving women a right to vote. Would you agree with me that if women didn't vote, we wouldn't be where we are right now?
A lot of people, a lot of women, especially when it comes to the pro-choice,
right?
It's women voting for that,
right?
They have been, they're the major purveyors of that pro-choice. They want. I'd never understand why a woman would march up and down the street to kill her own kids.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. When it comes to women voting, I think they should have the right to vote. It's just that ignorance hurts whether you're a man or a woman.
Right.
There's a lot of ignorance when it comes to women about certain issues, and politicians take advantage of them, and it ruins society for everyone. But you can find that same ignorance in a man. You know what I mean? There's ignorant ass men out there that think the same way as women. So I think they both should be able to vote. It's just that ignorance. It hurts the male voter, it hurts the female voter, and it hurts society altogether. That's what Socrates, I was reading about him. He said, not everybody should be able to vote, whether you're a man or a woman. You should meet certain levels as far as education
you have to take
and logic
a competency
before
test.
you can vote for men and women, because idiots will eventually ruin your society.
Right.
Yeah, that's why we have the Electoral College.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the main reason why we have it, because if you take away the Electoral College, the idiots would ruin our country.
Right.
You would have L.A., Chicago, New York City, San Francisco decide all our elections.
Yeah, and that's what the Democrats have in their favor. There's always going to be more ignorant people than there are people that's got it together. You know what I mean? You always, because it takes more energy to not be ignorant. Yeah. It's real easy to just cut on your TV and listen to CNN and just like, oh man, that's wrong, and just believe that. Yeah. It's just being ignorant.
Yeah, it takes a lot of energy to think.
To think and learn what exactly is going on and see it from both sides. So the Democrats will always have that in their favor.
Yeah.
But they also have the intellectual class. They own the universities. They own the media. And so it's a kind of a mix in a way between ignorance, and they try to pin us as what they call deplorables.
Yeah.
Ignorance, but also hyper-intellectualization of everything, such that we're living in a friggin' make-believe world.
Yeah, but they're the elites, actually. They're the elites, and they're just putting out that propaganda for all the regular Joes. Yeah. And the regular Joes look up at them like, oh, man, they're educated. They do this, they do that. So they just believe them. It's the authority fallacy. They just believe them because they're an authority figure. Yeah. So, I mean, Democrats, man, it's...
They're just better politicians.
They're just better politicians. They're just smarter. I don't know what it is, but the elites, they're all on the left, and they control the population with their propaganda.
Yeah, majority of people on the left, they're just like little puppets. People pulling their strings the whole time.
Right.
They don't even realize it. They think they're free. They think they're working for them. No, you're just a puppet. That's all you are.
Yeah. I think Stalin called them useful idiots.
Yeah.
Mark Levin calls them that too in his book.
Yeah.
American Marxism. Yeah. Useful idiots.
American Marxism. Interesting. Cool sounding book. So are you guys familiar with Bolshevik Revolution? Basically all the revolutions were diabolical.
I need to get my reading game up.
Yeah, you read a lot, huh?
Yeah, you read a lot.
YouTube.
Yeah.
I watch videos. I'll read. I'm fascinated with, I've always been fascinated with who I am and what I am, being a mixed race person. So I've always been curious about how did I get here and what's going on? And I want to know the truth. And so I've always been very curious in that way. One of the things that really drives me is this sense that maybe we could turn it back around, or the pendulum is going to swing back the other way. But you can't fight if you don't know your enemy.
Right.
So it's a matter of really like diving deep into who's behind this and how did it all start. And we're at a point now where like Davos and the New World, what was it, the World Economic Forum, these world leaders are basically pulling our strings, pulling the whole planet.
Yeah.
Yeah, back in the old days when there was slavery, you knew you was a slave because you could see and feel your chains.
Right.
Nowadays you can't even see those chains. How can you tell a slave he's a slave or she's a slave when she doesn't even know she's a slave, that she can't even feel or see her chains?
Wearing a mask.
They're mentally enslaved. They don't even realize it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're all there in a way. So what do you guys think? I have some opinions about what would get us. Listen, progress is just taking us over a cliff. I don't think it's a matter of moving forward. If we're going to restore, it's a matter. That's why I even use the word conservative, right? You have to have something to conserve, hold on to.
Right.
What are you guys' thoughts on? What are some things that will bring us back to order and stability in the culture?
I think actually when Biden became president, it opened up a lot of people's eyes, just to see how the direction the country is going. Like inflation's a huge problem, but they still spending money like it's no tomorrow, and that's what causes inflation. Just like the student loan thing, $10,000 for everybody, that's inflationary.
Right.
Yeah.
Inflation.
He's saying he's not causing inflation, but all his policies are fueling inflation.
Yeah, they're sending billions of dollars to Ukraine.
Yeah.
That's inflationary. That we don't even have that money. They're actually printing that money and sending it to them. That causes inflation. All his policies. There was a bill that he wanted to pass when he first became president, and it was worth like $1 trillion, but it got voted down. That was going to be inflationary.
Yeah.
I mean,
how about all these vaccines that the government is funding? They don't have that money.
Yeah.
They made the rich richer.
Yeah.
From this last pandemic, Amazon, all the big companies got richer while the poor man just got poorer and poorer.
Yeah, and the Democrats, they love this whole transgender movement. Men can be women and compete against women. It's just people are seeing them for what they are. Sometimes you got to take 2 steps back before you can take a step forward. I think his whole presidency has showed that. Look at his son. Look at his family. I mean, it's a complete disaster.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be a red wave in the midterms when it comes to the Congress.
Right.
And I think we're going to take the White House back. That's what I think is going to happen.
Yeah.
I was, just like you guys, it was Obama's second term that I started waking up. Completely transparent, Alex Jones had a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
I got hooked on Alex Jones.
Yeah.
I was watching his videos every day, and he put me on to Ron Paul.
Okay.
Remember Ron Paul? He was a libertarian, but
right.
And
his son is
Rand
Paul. Yeah.
He was the first person I ever listened to in a debate that said shit that made sense. Like this guy was actually talking facts. Most of these guys, they're arguing about things that really are irrelevant. They're just
talking in circles.
And so he was the first one that brought to my attention the scourge that the Federal Reserve Bank is on our society. Are you guys familiar with how the banks are really?
Yeah, yeah. They're manipulating everything.
Yeah.
I mean, they have inflation built into our economy so the rich can get richer with their properties and stuff that they own.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we put in money each year for Social Security. By the time we get old and get that money back, that dollar we put in is worth what, 20 cents, 50 cents?
Yeah.
You buy a house, it goes up in value. You sell it because of inflation, it goes up in value. You got to pay tax on something that
when you buy a house, $100,000, and you sell it for $400,000. They say you got to pay a capital gains tax on that
$300,000.
But guess what? You can't go buy the same house when you sell that house. It's inflation. I don't even know why. They don't even take into consideration that capital gains how much inflation went up.
Yeah, it's all inflation when your house goes up.
It's all inflation. Yeah, you shouldn't have to pay any tax.
You shouldn't have to pay any tax on that because the government actually created that inflation.
Yeah.
Now the government's creating that inflation. That's a tax on everybody. So now you got to pay taxes to the government for something you had no part in. Yeah. I mean, it's great your house went up, but the government caused all of that.
Yeah,
with inflation,
so they can make money
into the
off
money
it.
system.
Yeah,
inflation is built in.
That money I have in the bank, that money's not even there.
Right.
Yeah, they loan that money out to 10 people.
Yeah, you go in the bank and try to take your money out. They don't have the money in there.
Right.
It's like a big scam.
And they're making money off of your money, but they don't share the revenue that they make from that money. Like YouTube, when we earn money on YouTube, YouTube shares that money Banks don't do none of that.
Yeah. I'm getting like 0.4% interest on my savings account.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Do you guys, nobody knows the future. I like to think about it, that financial collapse, like the dollar will dissolve in our lifetime?
It eventually will. Yeah.
All currencies have.
Yeah.
Every last one of them.
I think cryptocurrency, I think some form of cryptocurrency is going to take over.
Yeah.
Do you think that that's, so it seems, I'm suspect because to me, I look at that, I'm like, anything is that popular, red flags go off in my mind. I'm like, there got to be something behind that. Do you guys envision that maybe the reason why crypto is rising or becoming so popular is because the plan is to do a switch?
The whole point of cryptocurrency was for the money system to be decentralized. If the government comes out with their own cryptocurrency, it's just the same. It's just electric fiat garbage.
Right, it's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
They're gonna use it to enslave you too.
Yeah, and they can track you and see exactly what you're buying. I don't. Yeah, because it's all digital. I think it should be decentralized, like Bitcoin and these other cryptocurrencies. It defeats the whole purpose if the government comes out with their own coin, their own cryptocurrency, because they'll just keep creating it, and it's still going to be inflationary or deflationary because they keep manipulating the total supply of the money. You know what I mean? Right. They just create more money when it defeats the whole purpose. That's why cryptocurrency, that's why Bitcoin was born, because what they did with the whole banking system, they bailed them out when the banking system was going under. And that's why Bitcoin was
that whole financial collapse.
Because people are just tired of government being involved with the money system.
Yeah.
So it sounds like we agree that sound money will be one of the ways to
it's got to be backed by something, you know?
Yeah. Right. Ron
like
Paul
it used to be backed by gold. Yeah. They did away with that.
Yeah. It was talked about gold. I'm convinced that fatherhood, not just family, but fatherhood is a linchpin. It's been pulled out, and so that's why we are where we are. But the return to patriarchy, the return to patriarchs, strong men in the families, is a means by which we'll return to a traditional culture. Would you guys agree with that?
Yeah. You look at every family, you look at society, you look at the men in those societies. If the men are weak and
emotional like women, it's like
society is going to, it's going to be a degradation to society. Yeah. I mean, you look at everybody, a majority of people that's in prison, female and male, they grew up without fathers.
Right.
You know?
And I think the men that I think most of the men that's Democrat, they think with their hearts instead of their brains.
Right.
They think emotionally. That's not what your heart's there for. You're supposed to use your brain. Like when it comes to guns, you see something happen at a school where there's a mass shooting. If you think with your heart, ban all guns, you're not thinking with your head, because criminals are not going to follow that law of you banning guns. They're still going to go out and commit crimes. So you got to use your brain. Instead of banning guns, won't you increase the security at schools?
Yeah.
Won't you put, you know what I mean? Maybe teachers can have guns, or put metal detectors, some kind of security system so kids won't be less likely to be attacked that way.
Right.
So I think that's the difference between Republicans and Democrat men. One thinks with their brains and the other thinks with their heart.
Yeah.
And I think it's heartless to think with your heart. You need to think with your brain.
Yeah, like look what happened during 9/11. What did the government do? They put TSA in there, more stricter, and then they put armed marshals undercover on planes.
Right.
But look what the liberals do. They don't do any of that, right? But Joe Biden goes out. He that new Inflation Act, which is bullshit, because that damn act, that bill he signed is going to increase inflation. He goes out and he's going to employ another 85,000 IRS agents. He could have armed every school in America.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because schools only open, maybe 6 months out of the year? Could have very easily armed every school. Every public school in America could have an armed guard. You know, there's more than enough money. But no, that's what the Democrats is all about. They're more about pro-government, how they can make more money off of you. Like, they treat us like cattle. They're not there for the little person. They're not there for the kids. They preach that the Republicans don't care about your kids in schools. All they care about is their guns. But it's really the liberals who are not doing anything about it, because they're going to continue to use that tool, school shootings, mass shootings, as a weapon to de-arm America. They could have very easily took that money that they're using to fuel 87,000 IRS agents and arm our public schools, you know?
What would happen if the American public was disarmed?
Oh man,
you'll be a slave to your government.
Yeah.
Because you look in Europe, right, or Australia.
Yeah, look at Australia. They was putting out COVID patients in concentration camps.
They look like concentration camps.
It was a concentration. What if that disease? They said they had a 99.4% survival rate. Imagine if COVID had a 50% survival rate.
Right. What
they would have turned into concentration camps.
Yep.
Those was concentration camps.
Take them there to die. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I look at it this way: like the American people are the last freestanding army on the planet. I think that's what's been holding us tight for a little while.
Yeah.
We haven't snapped yet.
Yeah.
Right.
Because not everybody want to knock on the doors of Floridians or Texans.
Yeah. Right. Democrats are going that direction.
Yeah, They're trying to.
They trying to.
Yeah.
They really are. They really are pushing it.
And when you go overseas and you talk politics, I don't care whether you're in Europe, Australia, especially with the conservative Republicans in those countries, man, they're like holding on for dear life. I hope America does not fall, because if America falls, if we become a blue progressive country, I mean, the whole world's going to feel it.
Right.
Yeah. We're all going to feel it.
We're the last ones.
We're the last ones, yeah.
So you guys mentioned 2024 last night when I was at your show. You guys are thinking that a return to Trump would be the appropriate move? You mentioned watching him
Trump
finish.
or DeSantis.
Yeah.
Trump or DeSantis.
Why aren't there more conservative, real conservative candidates?
There's a lot of good candidates on the left. When you think about, you got DeSantis, you got Trump. I like Rand Paul.
Yeah.
I mean, when he ran last time, Trump just, I don't know, made fun of him, and that worked. But Rand Paul is a beast.
He's a brilliant guy.
He's a brilliant guy.
Yeah.
Really smart guy.
Yeah.
Educated guy, and is a logical guy. But when you look at the left, they have nobody.
They really don't.
All they have is Tulsi Gabbard, and they hate her.
Yeah.
She's logical.
Yeah.
But everybody else, bunch of losers.
It seems like they all hate each other anyway, right? Like there's a lot of hate for Joe Biden in the party, and for Kamala Harris.
They're turning on them. They're starting to turn on them.
Useful idiots.
Yeah, but they're turning on them for the wrong reasons.
Is that right? Why are they turning? I don't really
because they're
much.
not pushing. Because the progressives are mad at them. Oh, you should have counseled more than 10,000. Oh, you should have counseled more than. What you gonna do about climate change?
Yeah.
When you gonna stop using all these oil products? They're turning on them for the wrong reasons.
Yeah. When you gonna have transgenders competing in the Olympics? What are you gonna do?
Right.
Yeah. It's like, you see what I'm saying? They're turning them for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how lost progressives are.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Progressing straight to hell.
Yeah.
Do you imagine that there will be a civil war, like an armed civil war in America?
I hope not.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I think as soon as I think in the midterms it's going to be a red wave.
If there's a civil war, progressives, liberals, going to be wiped off the face of this planet.
I don't think it'll get that far.
It was funny. You guys had a joke last night about jumping in a bath, bleach.
Bleach, yeah. I don't want to ever see that shit.
Yeah,
but I don't even really imagine that, because most conservative white people I know are not racist. I haven't come across.
They're not.
Yeah.
They're not.
They like to generalize.
I like to be on their side.
Yeah.
Yeah, they like to generalize a demographic to fit their political agenda. That's all that is.
Yeah.
Right.
These
white. So I live in Lake County now, so I got a lot of redneck neighbors, and they're the kind of people I want to have on my side.
Yeah.
Paint up their face and climb up in a tree.
Yeah.
And just start picking people off.
Yeah. They look at these progressive men dressing in bell bottoms and freaking long curly hair, and what do you think they're gonna do when it comes time?
Who's gonna win a civil war? The people that hate guns or the people that love guns?
Yeah. It doesn't take much to figure that one out.
Yeah.
You guys are 48.
Yeah.
Okay.
48.
You got a couple. You got 5 years on me.
Oh no shit.
Oh yeah.
Oh okay.
Yeah.
You know what the best
43.
age is, man? I say it's 36. 36 to 40. That's like the best years.
Yeah.
Really? Why would you say that?
That's when I was in my
you're
prime.
A man. Your
body's not falling apart too much.
Yeah, you're
wiser, and you're just in the middle. That's like when we started YouTube, it was like 32. Yeah. And then when we progressed up to about 36, man, it was like the perfect age.
Yeah, people went, I want to be 20 forever. I was like, no, you don't.
Right.
You didn't know nothing. You was nothing.
A man reaches his peak in his mid-30s. Sexual market value. You ever heard that?
Yeah.
You're most valuable as a man in the eyes of women
Yeah.
Because you got resources. Plus, you look like a man. When you're in your 20s, you still kind of look like a boy.
Yeah, you like a kid, like a girl.
You guys, definitely look like
I
a girl.
looked at
Probably
pictures
think
when
like
I was 18. I said, "Oh my God."
Yeah.
Look
I
French.
like older women too. When women get in their late 30s, early 40s, you look like a woman.
Right.
You're just kids when you're 20,
Yeah.
25. You're just a kid. You don't know nothing.
So, you guys are still training?
Yeah, we still training. My diet's not on par, and I don't train as hard as I used to because I'm always on the road.
Yeah.
I used to be a lot fitter.
Oh, that's what I wanted to ask you about, being on the road. Yeah, so you guys brought your family with you.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was fascinating. So you guys are traveling a lot. You guys work. You guys are hustling.
Yeah.
I admire that. When I looked at your schedule, I was like, and then I see how much content you guys are creating.
Yeah.
Like, these guys are working.
Yeah.
You're not just playing games.
Yeah, as soon as we get home, we got to shoot videos because we got to get right back on the road again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does your family go with you every time you leave?
My wife does.
My
My daughter came with this time because it's her birthday. She went to go to Universal Studios.
So I was going to ask you if your wife didn't come with you, but maybe that's already answered. How do you handle yourself as a high-value, good-looking, status-driven man? I'm sure you got groupies.
Yeah, that's why my wife's there.
I'm sure there's opportunities.
All kinds of opportunities.
Yeah, it's okay. White women just throw themselves at
I was watching
black
last night.
conservatives.
Who was standing up to ask questions more than anything was white women.
Yeah.
I noticed them.
Yeah.
That's the
I
same
could
thing.
easily take 5 women home a night.
I know you can.
And their husbands to come with them and watch.
Hey,
You
man,
said
I love you guys. I'm going to go ahead and give y'all reparations. You know? So.
Yeah, that's funny. I did the same thing when I started. I don't travel nearly as much as you guys. I don't travel at all, actually. But I was going out a little bit here and there around 2013, 14 when I was just started coming up. And it only took one event that I went to and realized, oh, man, I'm going to get in trouble out here.
Right.
And I started bringing my wife with me everywhere I go.
Right.
Yeah.
And these women, I don't know, man. I would bring her sometimes and they'll still be very aggressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very aggressive.
They look at you like, are y'all swingers or?
Right.
I had, because it's a bunch of swingers coming out. Hey man, can you do me a favor? Can you, my wife really likes you. You know, can you come back to our place and fuck her? I was like, I think I might pass, man. My wife's here.
This is a real story?
These real stories. Wow. They tell me to take off my shirt. I said, I don't have any more shirts. They said, can I have this one? I was like, well, what am I gonna wear? He said, look, I give you $200 for it. My wife wants it because it's all sweaty.
Oh man, I don't know.
My wife was standing right there.
That's what you
it
call
happened
a
in Orlando, didn't it?
It was actually, it was last time we said, not this time. But
Yeah. They call that cuckoldry.
Yeah, you know when, you know who invented that, right?
Who's that?
White people.
Cuckoldry.
Cuckold, it's a whole, they invented that shit.
Yeah, they call the black, they always get a black man, call him the buck. I'm going to get this big black buck in here to pound my white wife.
And watch.
And just watch.
Yeah.
Get up in there, man. You killing that shit. Man, look at the big cock on that Negro, man.
Yeah,
man.
That's entertainment. I guess people are bored.
Yeah. You've been married for like 30 years. She spiced things.
Spice it up.
Yeah, we've been married over 30 years.
Yeah.
Not over 30.
Not
over
30.
20.
We got married when we was 23.
Yeah.
How do you guys, you got married at 23?
It was 2000 when I got married.
Yeah, we've been married over 20 years. 23.
Yeah.
Okay. How old were you when you got married?
Shit.
2000, I was 26.
Yeah, 26, 27, something like that.
Yeah, 26.
Last Thursday was 20 years for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've been married 20 years. It was my high school girlfriend.
Mm.
Been together for a long time. We got married at 23. She was 22, I was 23.
Oh, okay. So from high school, y'all knew each other?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
How do you guys maintain such a long-term relationship with one woman? How do you do that?
I don't know. I was a bit of a whore before I met my wife, so I got that kind of out of my system. You know, I think you got to get that out of your system.
Yeah, you got to keep things new. Just don't do the same shit over and over. You know.
Yeah.
Especially in the bedroom, you can't just be, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and bust me some nuts. No, you gotta. Well, women are emotional pincushions.
Right.
They love making out. They love foreplay. You got to do all of that.
And the stuff you did before you even got in the bedroom matters too. If her life's fucked up and you're not taking care of her,
right.
Her car's breaking down, it's got
That's
the check engine light on.
It is.
You don't do stuff around. You don't make her feel safe.
You don't make her feel appreciated.
She's not going to be sexually attracted to you at all.
Yeah, women, man. When you're men, it's more physical. Women, it's all emotions.
Yeah, maybe when the young woman was younger and it was like she was a teenager, that would have worked. But as they get older, it's totally not like that.
Yeah,
I imagine, but it's not always the case because you look at guys like Tom Brady or some of these like high profile athletes and celebrities, and their wives get bored of them. So I tend to think that as a high status man, meaning other women would love to fuck me.
Yeah.
Right.
It kind of keeps your wife excited just knowing that.
It does.
It's an attraction.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah,
you're 100% right.
Women are very sexually attracted to a very successful man.
Status,
right?
To status. Like I could see my wife's attraction for me as I grew. My business or my status has grown. I can see how she approaches me differently. It's just natural. There's a difference between the sexes. For men, it's physical. For women, it's more than just physical. It's status.
Yeah.
Can you provide for me? How do you treat me?
Take care of me.
Yeah.
Which
do you make me feel like a great woman? Just all of that matters.
Yeah.
Simple for guys. We're just dudes. Just want to. We're toxic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But
simple, man.
We're fucking toxic.
Yeah. I'll take that.
Yeah.
Right. That word is it's a weaponized. There's so many terms that the left uses. They just weaponize words.
No, I wear that shit with a badge of honor. I'm a toxic man. I'm not a effeminate, progressive voting dude.
Yeah, without toxic men, you won't have a society.
Right.
Yeah.
And women prefer
a man
that's toxic, no matter what they say.
Yeah, they might be progressive. They might be liberal. They might be getting with a dude that wears mascara or some rouge, or they wearing skinny jeans. But when they want to get fucked, they find them a toxic man.
The only women that don't like toxic men is lesbian women.
Right.
Yeah,
that's the only ones.
Yeah.
And even them, they like toxic feminine women. Yeah. That tries to be masculine.
Right.
Yeah. Which doesn't make any freaking sense. The butch kind of woman. You know what I mean? It's like, but it's toxic when a man, it's all bullshit.
Yeah.
Because when you look at lesbians, there's always a butch.
Yeah.
It's like, I thought you wanted to be with a woman. If I'm a lesbian, I don't want to be a woman, I'm going to get me a hot chick.
Yeah, I'm not going to Rosie O'Donnell. What the hell are you thinking?
Right.
Yeah,
you're a lesbian. Go get you a
hot chick.
Go get you Beyonce or Rihanna or something. Right. Why are you getting with Rosie O'Donnell?
Just get a guy.
A dickless dude looking chick.
Right. Wearing a baseball cap and with a peach fuzz on her lip.
Yeah.
You know?
Crazy world.
And that's really celebrated too. It's like virtue. You virtue signaling by living that lifestyle.
Yeah.
And if you don't,
a lot of people, like you said, I agree with you. A lot of people doing it just because they want to show everybody how woke they are. Right. That's why you see all these celebrities. Oh, look, my kids. She goes by they them pronouns now.
Right.
She's not a man of faith. They're just showing how woke they are.
Yeah, you look at Madonna, Charlize Theron. They adopted black boys in Africa.
Right.
And now both of them are living their lives as women.
Yeah.
What about that basketball player? What's his name?
Dwayne Wade. Yeah.
I mean, I get it. Your son's gay, but he was dating another a girl who's living her life as a boy.
Yeah.
And he's living his life as a girl. That's still straight sex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kinky as shit what you're doing.
Yeah.
But I always thought like a lot of transgenders were gay. A lot of them are not even gay.
Right.
Yeah.
They just been indoctrinated with this bullshit that you can choose your own gender.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I didn't understand. I thought they were gay. Like my babysitter for my kids, she was gay.
Back in Virginia,
but she sat us down. She said she was gonna start transforming, to a guy. So, and I was like, that's the first time I came across anything like this. I noticed she would always look at E! Entertainment, looking at all these drag shows on TV in my house, but I didn't care, So, but because my kid loved her to death, and she was good people. I had a straight babysitter, and my son couldn't stand her black ass. So we finally found a babysitter that he liked. So she sat us down and said she was going to try to become a man. She said her voice is going to change. She's going to start taking testosterone. Which I looked at my wife, I was like, oh shit. It's first time dealing with this. I didn't know what to expect. I don't know how my son's going to react. But, and then I found out her boyfriend wanted to be a girl. So I was like,
Still
kinky.
Sex,
yeah.
Right.
You're not even gay. You just kinky as shit.
Right.
So, but I don't think she ended up going through it because after a while, trendy. Yeah, she didn't end up following through. I noticed her voice changed, but she didn't grow in. I think she changed her mind. Yeah. Same thing with that high jumper, the decathlete. What was his name?
Bruce Jenner.
Bruce Jenner. He's not gay.
Yeah, he's a lesbian now.
So he's
still attracted.
He's a woman.
Yeah,
but he likes
women.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
It's bullshit, right?
Right.
I mean,
it's hyper intellectual bullshit.
Hyper intellectual. I was like, this dude's not even gay. I thought he wanted to be a woman so a dude could do him.
Right.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know. I'm a conspiracy theorist. So I just happen to think that a lot of times these celebrities are either compromised or bought off in order to do some of this wild shit.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of them are.
Yeah.
I think a lot of them are.
Right.
I think Bruce is just, he always wanted to be
some of his stuff exists.
Yeah.
I'm not denying that transgender exists, but a lot of these kids being pushed on at a young age, I don't think that's right at all.
Yeah. Right.
Like Dwayne Wade's son, I mean,
he's a teenager now, though, right?
Yeah, he should wait. I don't know if he's cutting off body parts or anything like that, but something that drastic and that serious should be wait till you're at least 18 at the very least. I would say even older than that, say 21 before you start removing body parts, because when I was 18, 19, I was a moron.
Right.
And they're letting like 6, 7-year-old kids taking like puberty blockers and stuff like that.
Hysterectomies for girls.
Yeah, that's just
before
sick.
they get puberty. It's crazy.
Unfortunately, these kids, I mean, I think they're being sacrificed, but eventually they're going to grow up and they're going to be able to tell their story. And I know 99% of them is going to be talking trash about their parents.
Right.
So,
and a lot of it is already happening.
Yeah.
And I think the suicide rate with these children that have the sex change is really high.
Yeah. Suicide rates among transgenders is high to begin with. And they say them going through the surgery is supposed to alleviate that, but it's not.
Right.
Yeah.
It's create more confusion.
It's
Yeah.
You just
I watch this one transgender. She's a conservative. She's Republican. Her name is Blair White. She does videos with other transgenders who transition, and she shares their story on the ups and the downs, and that and they express to them this is not an easy decision to make. It more often than not, it's going to become a wrong decision over time. You're going to regret these things.
Right.
So, I mean, a lot of these kids are making these huge decisions. They're taking these decisions very lightly, and it's going to could be astronomically horrible for them as they grow up. Because once you remove a body part like your breast, your penis, you can't put that stuff back on.
You put that breast back in now.
You can get some better tits, but you can't get a better cock.
And a lot of damage with the hormones is irreversible too.
Putting those female hormones in a man's body, it's cancerous.
Yeah.
Because I recently went on TRT because of my age. And my T was in the tubes, and he said, "Hey man, your estrogen is way high. Right. That's cancerous in your body. You are susceptible to colon cancer,
prostate cancer.
Yeah. So he put me on a testosterone replacement therapy, and he put anti-estrogen in it, and my estrogen's down at a nice healthy level, and now my T is at a nice healthy level, like around 850.
So you take estrogen blockers too?
Yeah, you have to if you're taking testosterone.
Yeah, because some people, what do you call it? Amortize what?
Amort. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Sometimes in some men the T is more likely to convert to estrogen.
So
some men don't have to take it.
Yeah,
but we have to take it because our estrogen started going up.
Yeah,
that's an age thing.
That's an age.
Well, do you think maybe it's an environment thing too?
Could be
look,
all of that.
We drinking out of these plastic bottles, have some xenoestrogens, phytoestrogens in the food that we eat.
Yeah, it's
a lot of the air fresheners and stuff, even the chemicals in the clothing that we wear.
Right.
Yeah. Have been known to spike.
Because it's just all absorbed through your skin. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot to do with it because a lot of these foods we used to eat, unless they were organic.
Did you guys say that last night? I think one of you guys said that last night about the food that turns the insect gay. Was it one of you
it might have been our opening act.
Yeah, it might have been Chris.
Okay,
but I was doing a lot of gay jokes last night. I had a lot of them. I was going there for a minute.
Yeah.
It was my hardest hitting last some gay jokes.
What did you say though? The good kind.
Oh yeah,
good gay.
Yeah, good gay.
Yeah, good gay.
I think they're so fascinating though. I follow a couple gay conservatives, and they make me laugh because they understand something. It's like, but well, you just like to take it in the ass, but you're on the same page,
just like us. Right. But you just take it in the ass.
Right. Yeah. Just like us. Yeah.
Who do you guys follow? Who do you like to follow on like YouTube or social media? Is anybody that you guys are into?
I look at quite a few conservatives. I look at Candace. I look at
Steven Crowder,
Brandon Tatum, ABL. What's another one?
Tim Pool.
Yes. Ben
Shapiro. A lot of them. Blair White. She's transgender and she's conservative.
The guy that did the how am I forgetting his name? I watch him all the time.
Yeah, I know you.
I Am a Woman. He did the documentary. I
Walsh.
Am a Woman. Yeah, I don't know why I keep forgetting his fucking name.
Yeah,
but I watch him all the time.
Yeah.
So I
watch Mark Levin. I listen to his radio show.
Yeah,
I look at a lot of Fox News, Tucker Carlson, Hannity.
Yeah. I consume it all.
Yeah. And I still have time to look at stuff like the Young Turks. I still watch them. Yeah, I've been subscribed to them for over 12 years.
Yeah.
Jimmy Dore, who is
he's actually progressive.
He's actually the only progressive I really. Yeah, Jimmy Dore. I like him.
But he's sane.
Yeah.
And he's common sense. You don't get a lot of that on with progressive side.
Yeah, Jimmy Dore is a good watch.
You guys do the how many channels do you have?
We got Conservative Twins. We just started a new channel called Patriot Twins.
That's right.
Well, we're just going to do more current events, but, my politics is going to bleed in a little, but not so much.
Current events outside of politics, meaning like Hollywood stuff or just
but my politics more than likely is going to, seep in a little. We got, the fitness channel. We've rebranded that as Hodge Twins.
Yeah.
So there's no longer Twin Muscle.
Yeah, I just changed the name of it.
Hodge Twins. Yeah. And then we have, the relationship channel Ask Hodge Twins. Yeah.
And you guys are still uploading actively on those other two channels?
Yeah. More active on Patriot, Conservative Twins, Hodge Twins than we do Ask Hodge Twins, but it's not as, we need to get back doing more videos regularly on that channel too.
The conservative channel, you guys do like a lot of news stories. So of course you're probably watching the weird news as well, not just conservative stuff. How much research goes into the shows that you guys do or the YouTube video?
We're about 30 minutes per topic.
What do you do? You just go and look for like headlines?
Yeah, I can see what's going through my feed on Instagram.
Your Instagram feed. If you find a lot of conservatives, that's the best place to go.
Yeah, that's where I get most of my news.
Yeah, I go look at other channels, see what they're talking about, because they've done a lot of research themselves, which saves me a lot of time because I don't have a lot of time.
Right.
That's pretty much how I come up with topics, and then we'll just go over, our main points we want to go over, and then we just turn the camera on and just go. And a lot of times when we're doing a video, other stuff comes up too that pops up in your mind while you're giving your
talking.
Opinions.
You guys freestyle.
Yeah. Yeah. I would like to do get a teleprompter and have all that stuff sketched out, but I totally don't have time for that. So I just speak it from the heart.
Yeah. Do you find that if you have a plan that you still end up having to improv?
Right.
I find that I create my best content when I'm just flying off the handle.
Yep.
Yeah.
If I plan too much,
you're just going to ruin it.
Yeah,
you just want to have some talking
overthink
points.
It. You overthink it. Some people are good at overthinking stuff, but I'm not. I'm more off the cuff.
Yeah. It's great to write down some things you want to say so you won't forget. But then once you add some things to say, something automatically just pops in your head and you just. So.
But it's good to have a trigger or prompt.
Yeah.
Like you guys are using news and current events. I just take questions.
Yeah.
You do Ask Hodge Twins also.
Yeah, like that.
Those are hilarious.
Yeah,
those are crazy.
Yeah.
I used to lay in my hammock and like my kids, my family be around, and they just hear me cracking up because I'll lay in there and cover myself up. That's just my cocoon.
Right.
So I'm chilling. They know Elliot and Dad's in the hammock, and I'm watching videos or something like that.
Oh yeah.
And it was you guys.
Yeah. Right.
Like there was a season there when I was just watching you guys. Like, I get in my hammock, I just watch you guys over and over again. And my kids would just hear me laughing. Like, are you listening to those twins again?
Twins?
Yes, ass Hodge Twins.
Yeah.
Answering questions is a lot of fun. I might want to diversify, but answering questions is so fun because it's like somebody, it's like baseball, right? Like somebody's throwing you something. It's like, all right, cool, I'm going to hit it. Sometimes it's out of the park. Yeah. Sometimes it's not.
Right.
Yeah, I guarantee you start doing a lot of conservative based videos, you're going to start getting all kinds of questions. All kinds of questions,
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It's going to fuel it,
And it don't have to be right.
Yeah, they just want your opinion.
Yeah.
A lot of them are responsible. I was thinking the exact same thing.
One of the things that you guys were famous for on the Muscle Channel was do whatever the fuck you want to do. Yeah. Which basically means I'm just giving you advice. Yeah. I'm just telling you my opinion.
Yeah. Because for a moment there, people was feuding on YouTube about what's best, what's not best. I'm like, man, at the end of the day, it's up to you because you know your body better than I do.
It's more than one way to peel a damn potato, man.
Yeah. So we started saying that because some people didn't like the advice.
Right.
So it's like, fuck it.
That was helpful. You guys have been helpful to me in a lot of ways. And that was one of the things that gave me freedom to say some things because I realized, look, I don't have to be right.
Right.
Right. It's just really, I'm not even trying to be right. I'm just trying to be entertaining.
Yeah.
I just want you to listen to it and glean some insight or make you think in a different way or motivate you. Or just, I'm trying to do something, but I'm not trying to be right because if you live in your life trying to be right, you're always going to be wrong.
Yeah. I just like to share things that, just work for me and us, and what's worked for us in our lifestyle. So I try to apply some anecdotal thinking along with my advice whenever we did fitness or relationships. So, because a lot of these things you learn through trial and error anyway.
Right. Yeah. And then you could change your mind.
You're allowed to change your mind, yeah.
So you guys are going to start doing fitness videos again?
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to create a TikTok and I was going to create another YouTube channel because I wanted to go back into that because it was just fun. It was just like really fun.
Making the videos. You guys still have a lot of fun doing that.
Yeah, that shit don't even feel like
we took a long break from it. That shit was, we haven't really did fitness in like years.
Oh, on the fitness channel, yeah.
That shit burnt me out.
Yeah.
Because it's the same fucking questions over and over and over.
Yeah.
I got burned out on that shit.
Me too.
Like I look at some of the fitness guys, they're still fucking doing it.
Yeah.
Like, dude. Answer the same questions that we answered.
I think I saw a Scooby video the other day.
Yeah.
Still got his shirt off?
Is he still on YouTube?
I just saw a Scooby video the other day. Yeah. It popped up on my feed and I was like, this is fascinating.
Right.
This guy is still here?
Yeah, he came out of the closet about 3 years back with his boyfriend and all that.
That's right.
It was funny when he did that. I said, I already knew.
It's pretty evident.
Yeah. It's funny when people come out of the closet like, you're not coming. Everybody know you're gay, dude.
Right.
Yeah.
My brother's gay.
Oh, yeah? Oh, really?
My younger brother's gay. But he was always gay.
Yeah.
He was gay as a kid. He wanted to play with dolls. And it was like, what? Me and my other brothers would play Transformers or G.I. Joes. Yeah. He was interested in dolls. So it's like we kind of can tell. Somebody calls it a gaydar. It's like, everybody got a gaydar. I can tell this shit.
My oldest daughter, I hadn't been in a majority of our life because, we went separate ways with her mom and she moved. It's just too far. And at the time, economically, I could barely support paying the child support payments. So, and about over last year, we kind of retouched and I was talking to her, and I said, hey, you have a boyfriend? She's like, no, I don't have a boyfriend. I said, who you live with? She said, I live with my girlfriend. I said, oh, you have a girlfriend? Oh, okay. And I just left it at that. And I was like, yeah, she's probably gay. So I hit up and I said, so you're not in a relationship with anybody right now? She's like, no. I was like, you sure? Yeah. I said, you're gay, right? Then she's like, she froze. I said, it's okay. It's okay if you're gay. I said that. She said, she put her head down and she's like, I can see her breathing again, But everybody, these people that come out of class, everybody know you're gay.
Right.
Yeah. You're not fooling nobody. Yeah.
Right. Do you guys watch anybody on YouTube for fitness? Anybody lifting or
I don't even look at fitness videos no more. Yeah, I'm so preoccupied with politics because politics, man, it's something you could easily sit down and talk about 3, 4, 5 topics a day.
Yeah,
it's just something always to talk about in politics. Fitness, it was just it's
the same shit over and over.
It's the same thing.
Right.
There's people out there that looks for it. New people every day.
Usually new people.
Yeah, usually new people. Yeah.
Because once you get all the foundation, then you're done, and then it's a matter of okay, what are you going to do with that, and then you experiment and figure it out.
Yeah, it's funny because before I got into fitness, I used to thought it was so hard. What do I do? All it is compound movements and your macros, 40, 40, 20. That's all it is. That's all it is.
It's actually really simple.
Yeah.
It's the most simplest shit.
It is.
And be consistent.
But these guys hyper-intellectualize.
Yeah.
They turn it into some massive, mind-blowing map that you got to follow.
Yeah. I remember the science guys was attacking us.
Yes.
Saying we was anti-science. I'm like, look.
Yeah, me too.
Chicken breast, broccoli, sweet potatoes, green beans, collard greens, slow digestion carbs, oatmeal. This shit's work has been in the magazines. I'm not anti-science. I just didn't have the science knowledge to back up what I was saying. I was just sharing with you what I was doing.
Bro science.
Yeah. They call it bro science, but it was actually science because of the foods you were eating.
Right.
I just wasn't sharing the science.
Right.
So these people were attacking us saying it was bro science. No, it's not.
And which the only reason why they was attacking us because they seen our numbers all going up. And that's the only
it was just jealousy.
It was just pure jealousy.
It took me a little while to figure that out too.
Yeah, it was just jealousy.
I spiked real quick. And I didn't know how to handle it.
Yeah.
I hit you up one time too. I was like, how do you guys handle this? I wasn't prepared for it, but then I realized afterwards, I was like, okay, they want to take down the top dog because envy and all kinds of stuff.
That's all it was.
That's all it was. It had nothing to do with science. It was just envy.
YouTube changed a lot since the time we came up. We're like pioneers.
Yeah,
I made my first video in 2010. Yeah, 2009.
I remember back in the day, you could post a video and you could share that video with people. Or you could do a response video to other people's videos and your videos will automatically show up. It was great.
Yeah, I could take your video and share it on my profile.
Yeah.
It was
awesome. You would get gang attraction. If I want to promote a channel or share somebody's video that that resonates with me, I would share it and they would get tons of followers, tons of likes.
Share me and I would get tons of followers. It was great. But now YouTube decides who they're going to put out there.
Right.
That's why
also Facebook, I don't know how it was for you guys, but a lot of my YouTube growth came from reposting on Facebook. And Facebook would show the videos back then.
Right.
You can't copy and paste the video into
they won't put it out there. You got to actually upload it to that platform because Facebook and YouTube found out, say, look, I'm not pushing you to another platform. Yeah. All videos just pushing other people off my platform. They lower the reach on those videos because they want you to stay on that platform. They want to make money off their ads. If you're a big channel, I found this out recently. A lot of my retention was going down because I was too busy pushing people to other platforms. Like, hey, follow my Instagram, follow my Facebook, go buy my T-shirts. YouTube's algorithm does not like that.
Really?
It's okay to promote your merchandise, but you putting links in there and
even in the description, like,
I mean, it's fine. It's just so long as when you talk about your merchandise, you're not talking about it for a minute.
Yeah, people going to
start skipping the ad and it lowers your retention. Yeah. I used to have this long ad at the end of my video after my video is like 2 minutes. And it's like nobody's looking at that. They've seen it a million times.
Yeah.
So we're hurting our retention.
Yeah.
YouTube pushes videos that has high retention throughout the video and it's not pushing people off their platform.
And if your video is performing so well that after you watch one video, they go watch another video. Oh, okay, these people, the algorithm is going to say, you know what, put this guy's videos out there. People like their videos. If you're putting out videos and you got a link in the focus of your videos, hey, go buy my shirt. It puts you off the platform.
You guys treat YouTube like a business.
Yeah, you have to.
I have to. That's my only income is YouTube. Social media is my lifeline. So that's my job.
That's another thing that you put me on to. So when I came out the gates, I was selling ebooks. I still do. Workout plans. That's just what I understood. I was an info marketer, so I'm making ebook workouts and video courses. I had like DVD of the month for football workouts and stuff like that.
Right.
And then I got involved with Full Screen, I think it was.
Right.
Yeah, we used to be with them, Full Screen.
And then so they, I guess we linked up as a result. And I I wasn't monetizing ads before that. I wasn't monetizing my videos. I didn't realize it was a business.
Yeah, I remember I said, dude, you're throwing away a lot of money and I put ads on your video.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I said, just turn it on. He said, just trust me. Just turn it on. I was like, all right.
Yeah.
That first month was like $18,000.
Yeah.
Then it was like $25,000.
That's when you went viral because YouTube is only going to put out a video if it's monetized. Yeah. So you had these great videos giving this great advice, had this great retention on it. You wasn't monetized. As soon as you put those ads on there, YouTube knows it, and that's why you blew up like that.
Yeah, because your videos already showed that they resonated.
You used to be focusing on your business, which is your ebook, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But your primary focus for YouTube to be successful on YouTube, and eventually, which in turn is going to make your ebook successful, is the information. You got to always continue to nurture your audience because they're going to appreciate you, what you're doing. You're giving away all this free advice. Hell yeah, I'm going to go buy his ebook.
Right.
Like the stuff for what we do in politics. Oh, man, these guys are black and they're conservative. They're putting their name out there. You damn right I'm going to support these guys. I'm going to go buy that shirt. Yeah. That's how people that follow you can support you. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. But you always got to remember, and we had to get back to the basics with our channel because I saw my numbers going down.
Yeah.
It's like I need to get back to what people love me for, which is putting out that message I put out. Mm-hmm. They can always support me by coming to my comedy show or buying a shirt from me, you know.
That's right.
So you can't never forget that. Always
so
gotta.
What does your business model look like? You have social media, that's where you're reaching people. Mm-hmm. And then you guys have your shows, and you have merch. Mm-hmm. Then you have subscriptions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got some subscription models.
The majority of money we earn is through merchandise and our comedy shows. The ads are okay on YouTube, but being conservative,
it's gone down.
My ads are not the best.
Yeah.
I don't earn much money from ads, so
it went down.
Yeah. All the money I make, majority is from shows and merchandise.
And I don't think it went down for everybody.
Really? You don't think it's because there's so many new people that like this ad spend is spread out? I have no idea. That was my hypothesis.
No, there's people on YouTube, and they share their revenue. There's people making like hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. Yeah. They get premium ads. They get like, you know how you go to an ad and you can't click off of it?
Right.
That's premium ads. All my ads I get, you can click off that bitch. You know? These channels, they're making so much money.
So much money.
You can't even click off that. You have to watch.
You have to watch the ad.
Yeah.
Is it because the message that these people are pushing is in alignment with big tech?
Of course. Yeah.
Exactly.
Of course. It's there. It's if you're like Colin Noir, he's a Second Amendment advocate.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
He's not gonna have premium if ads at all on this video because his message goes against social media's agenda. Liberals hate guns. They're not going to put premium ads on his videos. You know,
we're making peanuts compared to some people that message align with big tech and what they're pushing. So premium ads. It's like they incentivize those people to keep doing what they're doing, and they're trying to de-incentivize us what we're doing.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about Jordan Peterson?
I think he's great.
Yeah,
he's like amazing.
Yeah,
we call him Megamind.
Megamind. He's real smart.
Yeah, he's real smart.
He's like a father figure for a lot of men.
Yeah. He's done an incredible job.
Mm-hmm.
Your travel schedule is pretty busy.
Mm-hmm.
Are you guys doing shows all year round, or just
for the rest of this year? Next year, I'm gonna calm down. I'm gonna still do shows, but I'm not gonna be doing what I'm doing now. This is like insane.
I wanted to focus. Like this year was gonna kill it with the shows, and next year I was just gonna focus on YouTube, Instagram. Is just putting out a great message. Just continue to build our brand and what we stand for. Mm-hmm. We're still gonna do the shows, but it's gonna be on the back burner. You know, I want to focus on the content because that content is why I'm doing shows in the first place. Without that content, I don't have comedy shows. I don't have T-shirts. So I want to focus on the message of conservatism for black men and for all men in general.
Yeah.
You know, so that's our focus next year. It's going to be a primary focus is get out the content.
What else is on the horizon for you guys? Like what's next, or what are your goals for the next couple years?
You know what? Just to continue to do, I mean, I'm not looking too far ahead. I might run for Congress. I might run for the Senate. I don't know.
Down the road, but right now I'm just
really. You're honestly thinking about getting involved in politics. That's amazing. Okay.
You ever seen that person that you know that's very successful and you never thought they would go as far as they went?
Yeah.
You run into people like that, right? It's like, wow, he did that. It's not that person who's doing that is any more talented than you are. It's just that he went for it.
Right.
It's kind of like that guy that goes for that hot chick.
Yeah.
Man, she's hot. I'm not going to go for that. You look at the putt she's with. That's what life's all about. You got to go for it.
Take chances. Sometimes you're gonna get rejected, but more often than not, if you go for it and you just 3 out of 10, you're still successful.
Yeah, it's
you still batting 300.
Yeah, it's like
you go up to 3 10s.
A lot of people
and you get turned down.
Yeah,
and you get 3 up. Shit.
Yeah.
It's like people
you're still an all-star.
It's like people oppress themselves and they don't even realize it. People actually oppress themselves and they don't even realize it.
Yeah.
I mean, you put your own self in a box and you don't continue to. People become complacent and they don't keep pushing themselves.
Yeah, people are their own worst enemy, man. Yeah. Not a white supremacist, not a Democrat, not a Republican.
Right.
Yeah.
You your own worst enemy.
You went up here, which was far, but you could have went to the fucking moon.
Yeah.
It's because you set limits on yourself. So I'm not gonna rest of my life I have on this planet. I'm gonna always continue to not become complacent and to push myself.
Yeah, you always got to reinvent yourself too,
even when it feels uncomfortable. Because it's gonna better you.
If you're putting yourself in uncomfortable situations, then you're doing a good thing. Because when I first started talking politics, I used to hate talking about politics, even though I was conservative and a comedian. But it's hard talking about conservatism and making it funny. Right. But over time, I got better at it. And I kept pushing. And look where I'm at today, more successful than I've ever been, even when I was popping in fitness, So you always got to reinvent yourself. You can't become complacent. You always got to try new things, even if those new things feel so uncomfortable. That means when you're doing something uncomfortable, that something's telling you you're in the right direction. If you're sitting back being comfortable and you want to take things easy, then you're slowly regressing. You're slowly pushing yourself out of being successful.
You guys are kind of like pioneers in this too, right? Like there aren't too many black conservative comedians.
Yeah, unicorns.
Yeah. You're starting to see a lot of them now on YouTube.
Is that right?
Yeah. There's a lot of black conservatives on YouTube now.
They're doing reaction videos. They're slowly putting themselves out there. They're not saying they're conservative, but I know they're conservative.
But the things they're talking about.
Mm-hmm. And their perspective that they're giving.
Yeah. The pendulum's swinging.
Yeah, it is.
It has to come back. There's only so much chaos before order. People are crying for order.
Yeah.
And things just to be sane and make sense once again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. To a certain degree, it helps Democrats chaos because they divide everybody.
Right.
That's how they win. But you can't take chaos but so far until everybody recognizes what you're doing.
Right. And they're playing their hands really hard right now.
Yeah. They're really crazy now.
Yeah. They're very obvious.
Yeah. Divide and conquer has always been that motto. But now they're starting to look crazy. Even black churches are starting to wake up to that transgender movement. Nobody has anything against people who actually suffer from transgenderism.
Right.
But they're pushing that shit on kids. You got them
having drag shows.
Right.
Drag shows. That's not appropriate for kids.
Yeah.
But why don't you help these people instead of enabling them and celebrating them? That's a kind of thing that I wonder about also too. It's like if you really have compassion, why don't you try to help that guy? Like things aren't going to work out so well for him in his life.
Yeah, if
he continues to live that way. But they use Bruce Jenner and people like that to say, you could be a celebrity,
right,
by following this. But really,
I think a lot of them think that they're living their lives better as a transgender. Yeah. I mean, I've never walked in their shoes. I'm all for it. Just do it. I just don't like you involving kids. Right. I don't like what your rights is stepping on my rights. Like the whole transgender movie competing against women, that's bullshit.
Right.
Drag shows, that's bullshit. You're trying to validate your lifestyle and yourself through other people, like kids, through getting the ability to compete against women. It's just wrong.
It's crazy too, because you see these people being thrown in the preschools and libraries. I'm like, why are you seeking if you're so happy with your life, why are you seeking validation from a small child?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah. Diabolical disorientation.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a weird time of living. I appreciate you guys taking some time to meet me today.
Yeah,
thank you. I really do.
Long overdue.
So yeah. A lot of people have been begging for this for a long time.
Long overdue.
I don't know if they still remember.
It's like actually too late.
Yeah.
But hey, it's a new, we're starting a new a new direction.
A lot of people are going to be pissed off because we're conservative. They're going to get pissed off if you're leaning right. But it's okay, though. They're just unhappy with that lifestyle. Mm-hmm. That's all that is.
There's a lot of people that are ashamed of us.
Yeah.
They say, because they'll curse me out too. Mm-hmm. And they'll say, he did just like the Hodge twins.
Yeah.
They went the wrong route. Rise and fall. There was one kid, he made a documentary about me, call it The Rise and Fall of Elliot.
Yeah, so stupid. You never fail.
Right.
Yeah.
You know? It's just stupid, man.
Yeah. So maybe there'll be more opportunity. I wanted to invite you guys to my ranch to go lift stones, but I know you probably got bad bags.
Yeah, I can lift a stone, but I'm gonna be in a wheelchair. Pull up, you got a wheelchair there.
Snap your shit up.
Yeah.
Send me the snap.
That's crazy.
City,
You said it was what, 30 acres? You said
42.
42. Wow, that's amazing, man.
Yeah, I just
it
didn't
don't sound like you falling to me.
No,
40-acre ranch.
It's okay. Yeah. You know, my parents are moving in. I've got a house in the back.
Oh, okay.
A little barns. My parents.
My wife wants a ranch.
Yeah. Well, you thinking about going to Texas, right?
Either we're thinking about moving to either Florida or Texas.
Where in Florida are you thinking?
I don't know.
We just got to think about that.
Florida or Texas. So
well, definitely if you
Orlando's
guys
nice. They love Orlando. So
yeah, we'll have to do this again, especially if you guys are in Florida and you're still traveling. Man, like you said, it's long overdue.
Yeah.
And this has been amazing, bro.
Oh, thank you, man.
So where can people find you guys and get involved with what you're doing?
You can follow us on Instagram at Hodge Twins. You can follow us on YouTube at Conservative Twins.
And Patriot Twins. You can follow us on Twitter at Hodge Twins and Facebook, The Hodge Twins.
I wouldn't push them to Facebook, though.
It's still a platform until he kick us off.
But that's how you can find us.
Yeah. That's right. Everywhere. Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.